Joe Leigh here for Seconds Out with Josh Warrington here at Fight Academy. We've just watched Reece get his first victory since the loss to Lee Wood. Good performance and he's back in the win column. How are you, Josh?
I'm very well, and yeah, Reece did fantastic there. They blew off a bit of steam. I fight box nice. It probably would have been able to push for the stoppage, but I think it's nice to just get the rounds back under your belt, especially when when you've finished a fight short. So yeah, he'll be eager to get back on the title trail, but good performance from him.
And what do you make of Fight Academy? Have you fought outdoors? Oh yeah, of course you have. That was such a stupid question.
I had a little night and when I won a world title back in Leeds a few years ago. But yeah, it's obviously this is different because when I boxed, I'd not just come through a massive pandemic, and you can see everyone's desperate for this. They're excited to be here. Everyone's making good noise, and it's fantastic to see. And let's hope it can continue to stay like this.
And obviously different circumstances, but what is it like for you boxing outdoors? Obviously there's a lot more fans when you box outdoors, but is it different to indoors? Like, do you feel the weather? Do you kind of take that in at all?
When I boxed, I didn't walk to the ring until about 10 o'clock, so I think the temperature drops a little bit. Obviously the sun had gone in by that time. Now and again there were a little gust of wind we felt, which were quite welcomed in the later rounds, but I think once you're in the zone, it's just like normal.
And I believe, are you scheduled to have the rematch with Mauricio Lara in September?
That's right, yeah, we're looking at the rematch, we're looking at Edinburgh Stadium, so that's
what I was going to go on to.
That was going to be an outdoor one, so yeah, it'd be fantastic to do so, and I want to rewrite that wrong. I do believe that, 9 times out of 100 Josh Warrington beats Mauricio Lara. I think he just caught me on a bad night, and I do believe I can be a world champion again. So it's just a case of getting this one out of the way. I'm not going to look too much past him, but get it out of the way and then back onto the title trail.
I might have misheard what you said. Did you say the stadium that it's going to be at?
Yeah, Edinburgh Stadium. It's home of the Leeds Rhinos. Been in Leeds for over 130 years, so yeah, it'd be an honour.
Would I be right in saying you were trying to get a fight throughout 2020 there? Obviously before Lara.
Yeah, so obviously I've been a victim of COVID like everyone else is, and a lot of people have had it a lot worse than what I have, but to rewind and start 2020, I re-signed with Eddie in a matchroom, and we were looking at a big unification fight with Kanju there in the stadium for around May time, and then the pandemic hit around March and it put everything onto the back burner, and that's why I ended up fighting behind closed doors, like more or less 15 months since the last box. So a frustrating time, but hopefully I do get to have the fight. Obviously it's not going to be with Kanju, but I still get to fight Henley.
And it really isn't the end of the world though, because look at AJ. I know you spoke to him after the fight about like how he recovered and things like that, but I just literally spoke to Reece about it. Like, sportsmen and women need to go through wins and losses, and that's how the sports work in general. What did you speak to AJ about, and also like what have you learned, and do you feel like the loss was as bad as you thought it would be? Like, are you so bothered about keeping that O? Like, did it really matter? If like in terms of the O, not the loss.
No, some people said to me like it takes pressure off now. And I said like you're daft, because it don't matter who I'm fighting. There's always pressure. There's always pressure. I'll be honest with you. I thought I was going to finish my career unbeaten. Certainly at featherweight. If I were to step up, then I thought that super feather I might get caught out. There might be someone up there a bigger way, but no one was going to beat me at feather. Nobody, because I thought that I had the edge on everybody. I'd figured out to beat every single style at 9 stone. I'd boxed everybody, long, tall, short, come forward, box on the back foot. I'd boxed them all, and I've always found a way to win. I guess what happened on February 13th was I overlooked him. I'll be honest with you. I was scheduled to fight Kanju 8 weeks later, and it was a case of just getting him out of the way and brush the cobwebs off and fighting the unification fight after. And it can't be called. It's simple as that, and it's sport. And I learned a painful lesson, and hopefully, and maybe, potentially, it is a blessing in disguise, and it'll never happen again. I'd like to think such would, but yeah, it just happens.
And it obviously staggered your plans. Are you still planning on going up a weight division eventually?
Well, I'd like to see what happens. I want to take care of business here. I'd like to unify the featherweight division. You know, I'm probably not going to mess about by being undisputed because there's far too much politics and waiting around for belts and mandatories and stuff like that. But I'd like to win the Ring Magazine belt and then step up, because if I move up then I'm not coming back down. But I do believe I could build into super feather, and I think I could mix it with them as well.
Literally 2 more questions then. First of all, DAZN.
Fantastic. I mean, obviously it's been a hell of a journey with Sky. I think Eddie and Sky have done fantastic for the boxing in general. I mean, when I turned pro in 2009, shows on Sky were held in leisure centres against and people were fighting for British titles, which is a brilliant feat. But the rest of the card were rubbish compared to what's been put on now, when the fans have been spoiled. But now with DAZN, it'll go to another platform, certainly for the boxing fans and for the boxers themselves. More opportunities for fighting for around the world in bigger fights, so it's going to be fantastic.
And last of all, are we ever going to see Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury?
I think so. I think it'd be a shame if it doesn't happen, and there's so much money on the table for it not to happen. And listen, I think if he gets through Wilder, no problem, and AJ does his managers against Usyk or whatever, then yeah, it's got to happen, hasn't it? And it should happen over here as well. Never mind going to bloody Saudi. I know there's coin over there, but Wembley Stadium, man, it's get the eyes on this country from all around the world. It's the biggest sporting event. Never mind like just in boxing. It's the biggest sporting event. So heavyweight championship.
You can be on the undercard.
I'll just do my own shows. I'll do my own.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Just headline instead. Outdoors. Nice one, man. Appreciate it.